Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 64. And just leaving home right now. Nice and early, still dark outside. And just heading out for the day. 46 degrees outside. Looks like it's cloudy. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's cloudy because it rained all night. Very, very strong winds all night. And woke up this morning and the ground is still wet, but at least it's not raining anymore, so should make the drive hopefully a little bit safer. Yesterday, interesting day. I wouldn't do it very often just because it's traveling so far for so few casinos, although that double deck game is just so juicy and they kind of seem clueless at that casino unless you're spreading huge. So I would love to go there like every day and play that game, but I don't think I would last very long, and it's just so darn far away, it just doesn't make sense. But I have zero good double deck games in my area, just zero. So I think the closest double deck game, that one actually is probably the closest one, and then we're talking about like 5.5 hours for the next closest game. So unfortunately, when you hear me talking about playing a double deck, you know I'm at least 5.5 hours away from home. So usually you hear me talking about those on overnights and stuff. Anyway, on my way to work, not to work, to my first casino of the day, and I do have a couple meetings today, but their meetings are kind of optional, but I just need to make sure that I show up as working and active in the computer. Last night I caught up on a few tiny things that came up for the day, so I'm all caught up on everything. I went to my meeting last night and it was an okay meeting, decent success, but we do have, well, not we, different group, we have a meeting tonight as well, so we'll be there for that tonight. That's why I'm leaving early this morning to get back in time. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. I missed you. I haven't talked to you in a while. Been about a couple hours, and right now I'm about 35 miles away from my first stop. Starting to rain, unfortunately, so I have to deal with that. And I'm hoping that we get a good start today. And actually, you know what? I only have 30 minutes before I get there. There's some online stuff I need to do to make money this morning, and I need to hurry up and get that done. So I'm going to let you go and do that real quick so I don't miss out on it. But yeah, weather has turned bad. Traffic is still light, but hoping by the time I leave this first casino that the rain is gone, and just for a more enjoyable trip, I would say. So right now I'm checking out the meetings I have to be involved with also, and I'll be mindful of that as well. But I'll be back to update you as soon as I leave this first casino. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving this casino. I was a little disappointed when I walked into this casino and I see a guy checking machines, and he's scurrying around like a little mouse from machine to machine, just running through the place. I'm like, well, this is probably not going to be the most profitable trip here, most profitable stop. So I'm like, well, you know, I'm still optimistic. I'm going to walk around and check things out, except for that one machine, which eventually I checked out at the end just to verify, and really I couldn't find anything. It was pretty bad. So I think I played one machine, ended up ahead $2. I bought in for $40 and cashed out $42, and that's all I could find. And it was pretty quiet in there. You know, that's just the way it is sometimes. It's still early, but You know, usually I'm about half an hour later getting to this casino. Maybe during that half hour, there's enough business that I would usually make money off that. I don't know. It's hard to micromanage, you know, stats. You have to look at the big picture. And in the long run, this place has been very profitable for me. In fact, this is one of the places that I couldn't even show a loss if I wanted to last year. I tried, but I showed a big gain here. So anyway, unfortunately, only made $2 there. And so right now we're moving on to the next casino. Got a little bit of a drive. So we're going to go ahead and just take our time getting there. Also, I'm going to get there a little bit early, possibly before all the blackjack tables open. So I may have to deal with that issue. Depending on how early I get there, I may swing by a different casino on the way and then go there. However, on a positive note, I did make $397 or about $400 on my way to this first casino. So at least that's one positive. So yeah, that's where we are right now. And I've got some other ideas to make money. I'm going to be researching those, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I'm adding this later. It's still the same day. I'm still heading home, but I was thinking about this earlier, and I was kind of confused yesterday. I was telling you about a hand. I can't believe it was only yesterday. It seems like so long ago. But where I had a 12 and my neighbor had a 12, and we were discussing whether or not to hit because we were both counting, and it was close to zero count, but just barely negative. And I wasn't sure what he had, and I saw that the dealer had a 3. The dealer actually had a 4. So that's why I was confused yesterday. I'm like, it doesn't make sense why I would be sweating that and trying to figure out the best decision. The dealer had a 4. So if it was like a -1 running count, the 4 makes it a neutral count. I don't know if the player next to me has negative cards or positive count cards. So I didn't know if I should hit it or not. And he was in the blender as well. He hit it. I decided to stay. And overall, it worked out because I don't know, it just worked out. It wouldn't have worked out if we both had hit it. So that was like eating at me. And I was thinking, what was I thinking then? I was thinking about this this morning, and I figured it out. It was because the dealer had a 4 against a 12 with a slightly negative count. And I wasn't sure if I should hit it or not. I decided to stay. My neighbor decided to hit it, and the combination of one of us hitting and one of us staying made us both winners. So I know it's a minimal bet. It was a negative count, but I just wanted to bring that up. All right, guys, back in the car here, getting myself set up for getting my work done again. And it was an interesting visit, actually. I walk into this place, and I know I'm a little bit early, and I know maybe not all the games are going to be open, but I go start looking around immediately. I don't find any slot plays at all, and looking for blackjack table, not finding any blackjack tables either. And I'm like, I had a feeling this was going to happen when I left early, but I need to get my stuff done and get from casino to casino and get back in time for my meeting tonight. So I end up finding a blackjack table to play. There were 2 okay tables, and one of them was halfway through the shoe, and the other one was almost done with the shoe. So I sit down at the one that was almost finished, and I sat there for a minute, and the dealer asked me if I wanted to buy in. I said, no, I don't want to be rude. I'll just wait until the shoe ends. And the shoe ends, I buy in for $500, and then another guy buys in on first base, and we all start playing. And the first half of the first shoe is pretty flat. The second half is barely positive, so not really much going on. Move on to the next one. And same with that one. It starts off, kind of flat, but then toward the end, it starts picking up. And you know how I work. I have a certain set number, and once I get past that number, if it goes negative or the shoe ends, I leave. So I'm up like 650, but the shoe is still positive. It's like a +2, almost a +3 true count. So I keep playing, and then after that 650, I lost like 7 hands in a row. I went from being up 650 to down whatever 900 or more, and then just continued playing until the end of the shoe. I had a nice double at the end of the shoe, and I ended that shoe ahead 600. So I ended up leaving ahead 600, and I go look at slots again. Actually, before that, I see this guy, and I've seen him around for a lot of years, and we've talked a few times, just for a minute here and there. I decided to swing by and say hello to him, and we talked for like 20 minutes. I actually have about 12 minutes of it recorded. Some of the things that he said about what's going on right now in the news and all that kind of stuff. And he told me it was okay to use it, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I want to stay away from stuff that's actually political. I'll talk about the news, but try not to talk about actual politics, because then you isolate half the country, right? So obviously you guys have an idea about how I feel, because I talk about my family, my religion, stuff like that, but I'm never going to put people down. I'm never going to say you're wrong. I'm going to say this is my opinion, and look at this evidence that I have, but I try not to do that on the podcast, except when I go on a crazy rant sometimes. Anyway, I did find one machine to play. I played that one through, and I was ahead like $2. So plus $2 there, and I'm getting ready to leave, and I sit next to a guy that he's playing a machine that's in range. The machine next to it is sometimes in range that I could play it. I sit down and check all the levels, because he's down to just a couple dollars. He ends up not running out of money. I get up, and I move on. I go like circle around, and I sat at a machine facing him where it looks like I'm playing that machine, but I can see everything that he's doing. He gets down to, this is a play over $2. He gets down to less than $5, has a couple nice hits for like $60 total, and decides to get up. Well, I sit down immediately, like 5 seconds after he gets up. I sit down and start playing. I sit down. At that point, I'm ahead $2, and I play it through. I think, let me get you the exact, I think it was like 170 something spins, and I was within like 10 spins of how long I thought it would take to hit it, and I ended up hitting what I was going for and ended the session ahead $206. So plus $206, that took me like 2 minutes to play it, and he saw when I hit all the noise and commotion that happens on the machine, and yeah, so that was a nice stop. Plus 600 on the blackjack, plus 206 on the slots, brings us ahead over $1,000 for the day already. It's still early on, but it's still raining outside. Dark skies, raining, just one of those persistent rains that's just like, just goes on and on and on, and just heavy enough that it's nasty out and whatever. But that's all right, because we can stay indoors and make money. Right now, schedule-wise, I've got about probably enough time to gamble for another hour and a half at the next couple places that I go to, and then I need to consider heading back. So that's where we are right now, doing okay, and we're moving on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, a little bit of bad news at that place. The blackjack wasn't open. I can't believe it. It's already afternoon and no blackjack, but that's the way it is, so we got to live with it. I did actually play a couple decent slots. I played 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, and did okay on those. But other than that, I walked around aimlessly looking for blackjack or anything else to play, and I really couldn't find anything else. Talked to a friend of mine who's a pit boss for a few minutes, and we caught up on some stuff, and that was about it. So in and out of there in about 25 minutes, and I ended the session ahead $168 on the slots, plus $168 on the slots, and we're moving on right now. So right now I am going to get something to eat, and then head to the next casino. So I got a place I want to head to about 10 minutes from here, We'll grab some food, and then I'll be back to update you after my next stop. All right, guys, I am back, and I did stop and get something to eat. I just got some vegetables, actually, like I've mentioned in the past. Broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers, things like that. Fiber, water, low-cal, and I like it all. So ate some vegetables and continued on, found a beef jerky place that's pretty decent, and stopped and got some beef jerky also, so I have some food for tomorrow as well. And then I continued on to the next casino. It's time to get fuel again, though, and I only have about 10 miles range. The next good gas station is about 30 miles away, so yeah, it was probably not going to make it. Probably stop somewhere, get a couple gallons, and then we'll head that way. So these are like little pearls that I found. They're like little gas stations that are like ridiculous price-wise, and if you're going to be filling up 8 times a week, and you can save $1 each time you fill up per gallon, and it takes 12 gallons, that's $100. So $100 is $5,200 a year that I'm saving, not including the money I'm getting back from what's it called? What the heck is that app called? Upside. So using the Upside. Now some of these are so good without Upside, but other ones are good plus Upside. So you can't beat that. And you can refer people on Upside. And I've referred a couple people, and I'll get like, pennies here and there, 11 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents. And it all adds up, and then I cash it out into my bank account. So overall, it was very busy in this casino, unusually busy. I don't know if they have an event going on tonight or not. It's Thursday today. But I was able to get in there, and I found a play right away, and I was shocked. Well, not too shocked, because not too many people play this game. And it was in such a good position, such a rare position. And I sat down. It was $3 a spin. Put $100 in the machine. It evaporated. And put another $100 in there. And that's all I needed. And I ended up winning about $300 plus on that machine, probably $350. And then other than that, played a few small plays. Just picking up 20 here, 10 there, 15 there, and ended my session ahead $392. So plus $392, and that puts us ahead over 4,000. I'm sorry, over 2,000. Wishful thinking. 2,000 for the day. I don't even remember what it was yesterday or the day before, but it's all been good, right? So let me take a look. Yesterday was the 19th. Yesterday I made about 1,000, and then so that's 3,000 right there. The day before I made about 500 locally, and then everything else I've moved into my chart. So I think I made a couple thousand on Sunday. So you can't beat it. I think I'm up between 5,000 and 6,000 for the week, which is good. Helped me get back on target again. And continuing on. So I'm going to move on here. I got 8 miles before I run out of gas. Might as well get a little further down the road and then get a couple gallons, and then we'll head over to the gas station. But let's talk a little bit. Let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Well, today, so far, I've just had some beef jerky and some cucumbers today with some garlic sauce. And of course I've got a meeting tonight, so at this casino I had $15 in free food, so I picked up some Tic Tacs, and I do have gum in the car, so I will be chewing on that on the way home, get that garlic smell out of my mouth before my meeting tonight. And vegetables were good. I mean, can't beat it. Fresh vegetables, decent. I paid like $3 for the vegetables and $3 for the garlic sauce, and it's delicious. I paid $10 for beef jerky, delicious, good for me, high protein, low calorie, low carb, can't beat it. So all that is good. And most importantly, what didn't you tip today, MW? That's right, I didn't tip today. I tipped $0 today. Nothing to any dealers, nothing to any slot attendants, waitresses, nothing. So you want to get some money, move on. Someone else will give you some money, but this money is reserved for my family. And we got a vacation coming up in a couple days. Can you believe this? Tomorrow is Friday. Saturday we go on vacation. We are going to have such a good time. It's going to be amazing to see the Grand Canyon finally. I'm sure I've told the story about the Grand Canyon a couple times. If you listened to all the episodes and I did not tell the Grand Canyon story, let me know. I'm pretty sure I have, maybe more than once, how I was there, but I never saw the Grand Canyon. I was there twice and never saw it. And I will mention it. But I'm excited about my trip. I'm excited about seeing my friend and his family and maybe some other friends that live in Vegas. And I'm not excited about my host at the Wynn not getting back to me, but I guess that's normal for Wynn hosts not to get back to you if you're not betting $5,000 a hand. But that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'm not mad. It's fine. And I will see when I check in if they can help me out a little bit. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to call them right now and see if I can get those tickets. And that's really about it. It's still raining outside. I think I'm just going to stop whatever gas station this is here and get some fuel. I don't want to end up forgetting about it and then running out of gas. But so what I'll do is I'm right here. I'm a quarter mile from the exit. I go to Upside, open it up, looking for fuel. I push fuel, and it's kind of expensive here. I'll go to, okay. So I'll just get a couple gallons here. There's a spread of 40 cents on this exit of fuel prices. So I will go to the cheaper one, get a couple gallons, then we'll move on and fill up the rest of the way. But you gotta think about long-term money. I mean, if it only takes me a second to check out the pricing and I'm driving through that area anyway, why not just do it? Why not get the good deal? So anyway, all right guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna be on time for my meeting, slightly early for my meeting, and we'll talk more tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.